Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Koto Classic. I'm your host, Bruce, and as usual, Chama. Chama, officially Happy New Year. This is the first part of the year, and it's been a while since we actually recorded. So, yeah, Happy New Year
Yeah, man.
to you guys.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, it
We
has.
have not recorded during the festive period. We are
I know
taking
the
also
two
the
weeks.
New
Yeah,
Year, our New Year break. But yeah, Happy New Year to you too, man. I hope
yeah,
you had a good one with the
yeah. It
family
was
and all
nice,
that.
man. Yeah, it was nice. Thank God we spent it, with family. Good food. Some rest. But yeah, and we are back to it now. So I think it's quite short, but yeah, you can't ask for too much.
Yeah, it was quite short, but a lot of football, right?
Yeah, a
There's a
lot of
lot of
football.
football.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
difficult to keep up with FPL
Yeah,
and
the schedule. Yeah,
especially podcasting and stuff like that. Yeah,
mm.
that's why. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
take
The schedule
the
was
two
too
weeks.
was too just too
Yeah,
quick.
it was
So
too tight, but it was fun though. It was fun though. A lot of nice, wonderful football being played, and all
yeah,
that. Yeah, Liverpool top of the league. That is nice.
and of course my team keeps disappointing. They couldn't even win the last game of the year. just
No,
enjoy the new
but I think
year.
Arsenal were the most disappointing team during that period.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
definitely. I think so.
They they did not give their fans a Christmas present. Neither did they give them the New Year present. They
New
lost.
Year's
They
present.
lost on Christmas. They lost on Boxing Day and they lost on New Year's. So I was watching Arsenal fan TV and I was just cracking
That's the
because
best time to
it
watch
was
them,
so
huh?
funny.
That's the best.
Absolutely. When they are not winning,
You
I'm going to
know.
Arsenal fan TV. It's the best place to be when
I
Arsenal are not
know.
winning.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are recording Game Week 21 preview. Timestamp is Tuesday, the 9th of January here. It's about almost 6:55 here in the
Mhm.
US. Chama,
Yeah, just 5 minutes before, before
midnight.
midnight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
just
So
5 minutes before.
in Japan.
And yeah, it's week ahead of the AFCON, by the way.
Yes,
It's
African
gonna
Cup of
be it's,
Nations.
it's gonna be a big event, right? The
It
biggest.
is, yeah.
Uh,
I'm gonna put a plug, so
yeah,
you guys check out the Kotu Classic. I mean the Jollof Football Bantaba. Sorry. We're gonna have watch-alongs, a lot of like programs in store for the Afcon. So definitely, yeah.
yeah. A lot of
This
things
this
are
is a
coming
plug
are
before,
coming your way.
definitely.
Especially if you are into the African football side. Of course, we do the here. This is the Code Classic podcast talking about Premier League and stuff like that. But the Jollof Football Bantaba page is mostly, Gambian
Gambian
football,
football,
and
yeah.
so it's a big week coming. A lot of things are coming your
Yeah.
way in the Jollof Football Bantaba, like Twitter Spaces, and like you say, there is gonna be the watch along, and you expect to see some high profile guests to come and join
Nice.
the watch alongs and the pre-game build up and stuff like that. It's
That'll be
gonna be
interesting.
fun, guys. Do not miss it.
Definitely. Okay, so starting off, the last result. We can't go through all the weeks we missed, but we'll just talk about game week 20.
Yeah.
Um, so first things first. Liverpool 4-2 Newcastle. It was an interesting game. First half and then second half, totally different game. West Ham 0-0. Luton 2-3. Luton Chelsea 2-3. Aston Villa Burnley
Mhm.
3-2. Crystal Palace Brentford 3-1. Manchester City Sheffield United 2-0. Wolves Everton 3-0. Nottingham Forest Manchester United 2-1. Fulham Arsenal 2-1. Tottenham Bournemouth 3-1. Some interesting
Yeah.
results here, as you can see. But we talk about the ManU game and the fan con, of course, definitely. But I think one of the key results here is the title race because this season is a bit difficult. You keep having like 3 or 4 different teams at the top, and then one of the favorite teams to you know that people have been saying to win it this season because they came run up last season. Arsenal have lost I think 2 games, the last 2 games, right?
Yeah, they lost their last two games. They were top at Christmas, and now
And then
in
New Year's they
like
like
now they are fourth
fourth,
now in the
fourth,
table. So
yeah.
the table keeps changing like yeah, it's changing rapidly every day. If you lost a couple of games, you are out of
Yeah.
the race and stuff like that. Yeah, they had a disappointing festive period, to be honest. Especially their game against Fulham. Well, even if you watch their fans, they were very disappointed with that performance. This one, because they did not play well and then they lost the game. If you like the game before that, I think it was West Ham, they lost at home too. after they drew against Liverpool. So it's like 3 games in a row they have not won, which if you are competing for the title, I think it's not something that should be happening.
They're
But yeah,
misfiring, yeah.
it was a good one. It was good, and Liverpool took advantage of that. 4-2. This was a massive game, by the way, because if you look at the XG,
It's
I don't know
crazy, like almost
what they report.
6.67.
Actually some other
7,
data
I
like
thought it
after
was
this
7.
it went up to 7.0 or something like that, 7.27. It
Mm.
is the highest since they started recording. So that's significant. Surprisingly, I did not expect it to be that high. But by the way, because the chance Liverpool created where almost everything was like a big chance, a tap in like in the box, and XG from that position is usually very high. But nonetheless, Liverpool still created 34 shots in the game. That is the highest this season as well in that game. So I didn't feel that way because Newcastle were attacking as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, like you say, maybe when we get to fan corner, I just wanted to mention that one. Maybe that's it. But anyways, we can move on to the talking points because these games have been long time ago. The FA Cup has come in between and all whatnot. So
exactly,
there's like
definitely something has happened after this game. It wasn't just the last one, but the FA Cup is on.
Definitely.
So talking points, we have some few talking points here anyways. 2023 FPL in numbers, which is like they're looking at the year in review when it comes to stats, which we'll talk about in a second. And then we have Son Salah. This is like a topic on everybody's mind right now: sell, keep, or wait, because there's some few combinations. There's some fixtures rescheduling, and Son Salah are probably one of the top 3 assets in the game right now. They're both away on international competitions right now. So another big one, KDB returns, and Salah uncertainty. So it's a lot of things are happening that will require FPL managers to, to start planning now. Now is the planning phase now. This is where the game becomes interesting. And Palmer a captain option now. That's interesting because I just gave 18 points the last game week, which, is like up there with the best of the game, the best assets in the game. And then finally, the return of Ivan Toney. Yeah, this is interesting. So first things first, 2023 FPL in numbers. So Chama, it's been a long year. Last year it was I don't know whether it was a good year for FPL or I don't know. How would you summarize it for FPL?
The year, well, it depends on if you have it depends on it because I think we compete against each other. Everyone is your own manager, so it depends. If you have the good players, then it's a good year, obviously. And if you don't, then it's not. I think it was just a normal one again. Players, make like scoring the points. Of course, there were changes in terms of players you don't expect to come into this to reckon in terms of points. Someone like Oli Watkins, he came out very good during the course of the year. He was exceptionally good. Of course, Haaland is Haaland. Salah is Salah, even though Salah was doubted at the start of the season by most managers because of the price Haaland started at. But he has kind of get back to what we know he can do. Other than that, I don't see anything that surprised me. Bruno Fernandes creating most chances in the league during the course of the year. That's not a surprise, I would say. And Alisson having most clean sheets is not a surprise either. So I think the one is Oli Watkins in terms of numbers. And other than that, maybe Salah being the leading point scorer, that is surprising because everybody expects Haaland to be in that position.
That was one of the key here. That was one of the most surprising things. I was like, wow, so people like shiny new toys because Haaland is banging in the goals, but he's a striker. And if you I think you explained this to me a while ago that as a midfielder, if you score goals or you assist, you have more points than the striker because the striker is expected to score.
If you score,
yeah. So I mean, I think maybe this is key in determining why Salah is leading in the points for last year. But
but also to put context to it a little bit before you move, of course, Haaland scored more goals. You can see 29 goals during that period. I think Salah scored at least 4 or 5 goals less than him during that particular period. Maybe Salah get a few more assists more and stuff. But to put context into it, don't forget, Man City win the league relatively very early, and Haaland at the end of last season, he kind of stopped playing in a way, because when he get the record goal scored, like that was the 36 goals, he actually did not do much in the because match we are preparing for the Champions League
Champions League, yeah,
finals and
definitely.
all those kind of things. And then this season too, you have to add to the fact that he has been injured for some games, few games here and there. He has been injured, not a lot of games. But if you combine those things, and Salah has been an ever why Salah is up there, but just to be ahead of Haaland with the number of goals Haaland score tells you that like goals does not necessarily mean you have more points in FPL. So you have to look at it from the point of view of points rather than from the point of view of goals or assists or stuff like that, which I always try to do. I always put good points as the first factor that I'm thinking about. Then the goals will come in, then the assists will come in, and the other factors will come in, clean sheets and all those kind of things. So yeah. But anyways, go continue.
It's a game of points. So going through this, the most points was Salah with 283. Returns is Erling Haaland obviously with 40 returns. Goals, obviously you just mentioned this, Haaland with 29. Assists, Oli Watkins, who's a striker, so that's like you said, surprising, 16. Double digit hauls, Mohamed Salah with 12. Bonus points, Oli Watkins with 36. Surprising also. Clean sheets, not surprising, Alisson with 16. Save points, Bernard Leno with 39 save points. Shots, Mohamed Salah leading again with 127, and then chances created, 133 for Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, I think a few of them we kind of expect, like the Salah, Alisson, Haaland, but then Bruno also you kind of expect because he's been doing it. But then for me, the surprise is Oli Watkins and Bernard Leno. Moving on, again, top scoring goalkeepers. I think it's about points, man. Like you wanna. I didn't know if you ask me now, looking at this, I was like, okay, that means taking Bernard Leno because he gets all the save points, right? So this kind of gives an idea about the keeper, choosing a keeper in FPL. It doesn't have to be the most expensive keeper. It has to be a combination of being in a mid tier keeper that faces a lot of shots and also good at shot stopping. Like when what's his name again? The Newcastle keeper. When he had his breakout season when he was cheap.
Pope.
When Nick Pope was the man. But now he's priced, and Newcastle are a good defensive team. So he doesn't face as much shots, so therefore not many points, therefore not many bonus points as well. So yeah, quickly looking at the top scoring goalkeepers: Alisson, Bernard Leno, Raya. But this Raya, I think it was the Raya of his previous team. I don't know about now.
Combined with Arsenal, of course. That is Brentford and Arsenal combined, the total points.
But most of the
from
points
the second half of last season, and the first half of Arsenal's season,
Yeah, okay. Martinez and lastly Neto. Top scoring defenders, no surprises there. Anyways, but the gap is strength with 2.
The gap, yeah. It's massive, right?
167. Yeah, this is a lot, man. This is a lot, definitely. Ben White and Van Dijk and Pinnock, surprising as well. I didn't expect. Is it the bonus points or is it clean sheets or is it like goals?
I think Brentford over the course second half of the season they were relatively good last season. This season they have struggled, but there were times he get a goal and then just keep a clean sheet, then 15 points for a defender. And if you have these moments one or twice, I remember against Chelsea this season when they won against Chelsea away to Chelsea, he scored. They kept the clean sheet. He ended up with 15 points. So if you get a couple of these or 3 of these ones, and then keeping clean sheets here and there, and Brentford is a relatively good defensive team. Also, another thing which is key in this game is playing. Like players who play all the time. Like you look at Trent, he never gets subs. He never get benched. He plays every single, even though he has some of the added attributes of the assist and sometimes he score goals here and there, but he plays every single game that Liverpool. Anytime Liverpool keep a clean sheet, Trent is going to be part of it. Trippier likewise, he plays every single game. Ben White, he become very regular in the Arsenal lineup. Arsenal was one of the best defensive team last season, and then this season too, they have been lauded as one of the better defensive team. At the start of the season, we were discussing that Arsenal have changed the way they approach games now. They are more of a defensive. They don't score a lot, but they are hard to beat, and that kind of reflected on Ben White. And then you have Virgil van Dijk. He has been ever present since.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if Robo was not injured for that long period, 3 months period, maybe you would have seen him there. Yeah, but there one thing I want to say before you go there is generally speaking, if you see look at goalkeepers, why people don't value getting goalkeepers. Look at Alisson's point, 160. He's the top scoring goalkeeper, and then look at the defenders. Like he will fall in the second. That is quite good, to be honest. But you look at the attacking players, forwards, midfielders, like he will not even get into the top midfielders. Like in that list, he will not get into the forward. So that's why people always prefer to put all their money in that area, in the midfield areas, and then don't take goalkeepers like too much, because the ceiling is so low for goalkeepers.
And
Like
they're
even Liverpool
expensive
are
too,
having
and
a
yeah,
lot of
like they're
kills.
expensive.
Like
Yeah.
so, there is no reason to pay high money for goal. Look at Neto at Bournemouth, 139 points. Like you look at Ben Leno again, just 10 points behind Addison. So sometimes it's not worth it to just spend that much on goalkeepers. But like you say, too, the gap between Trent and the other defenders, like people will know, like it's a surprise to many. For me personally, it is not. For me
These are
personally,
midfield numbers. These are the
yeah,
scoring midfield numbers.
exactly. Like you always back him. Liverpool is not the most exciting defensive team in the league. Like defensively, we are not the best in terms of keeping opponents from having chances, but we dominate almost most games we play. And we have one of the best goalkeepers in the league. I think everybody will agree with that. So even if you beat the defense, like you have another defensive line to beat in Alisson. So despite not defending well, Liverpool have the tendency of keeping clean sheet because of Alisson. Like there's that added advantage. So Trent, even if he's not a good defender, like people like to say, that does not mean when Liverpool keep a clean sheet, he does not benefit from the defensive points. But people will use that argument of, oh, Trent cannot defend Liverpool. Then that kind of mindset will take them away from Trent. Eh, it happens anyways.
I think you're right. You're right. Makes sense. Like FPL and football are kind of different in that sense. Okay, maybe personally he might not be a good defender, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he's still getting clean sheets, like you mentioned. So yeah, because of the man behind between the sticks. Top scoring midfielders. No surprises here. Salah, first. Son second. Bukayo Saka third. Saka had a really nice 2023, even though the latter part wasn't the best. Jared Bowen, interesting. Odegaard, and then Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz, who's surprising. Yeah, he's a surprise player on this list, because I wouldn't expect his name to be here. But because I think he's on pens, right? He's on penalties, right? So obviously
he's on pens. Yeah, you see those little things that we should be valuing. Penalties. It's crazy.
And lastly, the top scoring forwards, Ollie Watkins. This is interesting. He's leading at 243 points.
He scored more goals than Haaland.
What?
But again, put it into context that Ollie Watkins plays every single game. And Haaland, Man City, like they rested him after they won the league last season. They won it early, and then they started resting him, and he was not doing much. And then this season he was injured for some part of the season. So yeah.
Wow. Oh, and then Haaland second, Solanke, Alvarez, and then Wilson. Yeah, so I'm not surprised. Apart from the Ollie Watkins leading the charts there. So yeah.
Actually, let me just say, actually, why I wanted to also discuss this is because of that, like just take a full year and then look at the numbers, how they pan out. Like we are not delving deep into it, and then we are looking at how did these players get the points and stuff like that. But on a general point of view, sometimes the perception takes people away. So when you have a broader view, maybe you can realize how you should always be prioritizing, putting the points ahead of everything before you start thinking about who's the best player in the league, who's the best, like those kind of things. It's always about
this is good to look at this sense, because it removes your bias from your feeling or your opinion about players individually, and then it takes you in the general context. Okay, so this player is actually a good asset. Like you wouldn't even realize some of these things. But the whole point of FPL is actually accumulating points, like we keep mentioning. So yeah. Son Salah, sell, keep, or wait. I'm still having headaches with this topic right now, because thank God I don't own both of them. I only own one, so it's half the headache for me. What's your opinion on this? I don't think we can delve deep into it, but because there's a lot of content out there. You can check FPL Raptor, you can check Andy. They've probably delved more deeper into it. Yeah, but what's your thought on this so far?
I think if you have both of them, the other factor you have to put in place is not just about the two of them, it's about Haaland. Because Haaland seems to be a very important player for many managers. So, but now, like we say, which is the next topic we discuss, he's still uncertain. They played in the FA Cup yesterday. He was not in the squad. KDB came back, but he was not in. And there is no anything saying that he will be back in the next game week or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you are looking at it, because if you want to sell these players, you are gonna think about Haaland, you know. So if you have both of them, I think it's okay to sell because there's also a lot of good mid-range midfielders, and then maybe keep that money for Haaland when Haaland is available. But you cannot keep both of them. To be honest, you cannot keep both of them. You don't need to sell both of them. For me personally, you will sell one and then keep one. And if I was prioritizing who to sell and who to keep, I might sell Son and then keep Salah because of what the possibilities of Liverpool getting a double game week and Salah coming back, and then Liverpool having a double, and then you want in Salah. So I would keep Salah for that matter, and then sell Son. Also, Son is easier to buy because his price is not as expensive as Salah, and it will be like you can even sell Son and then get KDB because you can get Haaland when Haaland comes become available. But it depends on who you spend your, because you cannot sell Son and then go and buy a player like, let's say, Jota or Bowen, who cost just 1 million less than them, and then you don't have that money to upgrade to Haaland in the end. So if you are selling Son and then going very low to a player like Palmer, those 5 million players, then you have that 4 million safety net whenever Haaland, something pops up about Haaland, and then you want to get back there.
Buy him, yeah.
Then you get back there. Personally, I'm not playing on Haaland. I'm not playing Haaland, so I can just sell them for anyone like Jota, for anyone
you have
like
the funds.
Bowen.
The funds is available to you.
So exactly. Because I'm not buying Haaland at the end of the day. So yeah, that's the thing. Don't sell both of them, but don't keep both of them. I think that is where I stand. How about you?
In my situation right now, I have Salah. I was 100% going to sell him, but in the past 2 weeks, a lot of permutations and combinations I've come across. Like I was like, okay, I think I need more information to decide if I still want to sell Salah or not. And right now, number one, the options that are available for midfield, I have almost most of them in my team. Son I didn't have, obviously, but then Son is gone. Salah, like I have Richarlison in who's playing strike for Tottenham right now. I have Palmer, I have Saka. So who else do I have in my team? I can't even remember. So the option Bowen I wanted to get for Salah, but Bowen is now injured.
Gordon, you have Gordon, right?
Gordon is already out. I brought in who did I bring?
Richarlison.
Richarlison. Sorry, let me just check and see my team.
I think Richarlison, Saka, Salah, Palmer,
Foden. I brought in Foden for.
Oh yeah. You were cool. Yeah, you were enjoying
for Gordon. Yeah. Week, right? So so you see, I kind of have all the midfielders that are supposed to be substitutes for Salah and Son right now. So the problem is Bowen is injured, and right now, if I had sold Salah, I would have enough funds if Haaland comes back to just buy him straight away. No issues about it. But the way things are looking now, Haaland is not back yet. I don't know when he's going to be back. Salah, you guys have like a fixture in 24 that might possibly be a double game week, and also at 26. You guys blank in 25. So all these things, it's like we need more information and things to play out. In my opinion, things to play out a bit more closer to the deadline for me to decide what to do with Salah. But then it seems like people are not selling him as fast as we think they would. You know what I mean? Salah's price, maybe now it's changed, but it was still like 12.8. So I don't know. It seems like people are still confused as to this price is 13.2.
13.2, yeah, that's his selling price.
That's his price right now. So it's not dropping down.
That's his buying price, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
his actual price.
If it's not dropping, then the problem is I think I'm going to sell him for 12.8. If it's not dropping and then I sell now and people don't sell, I'm going to have issues trying to come up with the extra money to get him back anyways. So right now, no options to sell anyway, like no good concrete options to get in place of Salah. And then Salah also has good fixtures. So I think I might just sit down and wait and probably get the funds bring in possibly Haaland somewhere else. That's going to be the difficult bit because I need a few transfers to do that. Since Salah is going to be in the team, at least for
but
now.
if you have Salah and like if that is your priority move, and then you have one transfer, I think it's better to bank the transfer, and then it becomes easy to get Haaland in the end. Because if you have two transfers, Salah and another player to Haaland and another player, then like you don't even have to take a hit to get Haaland. You don't need to do a lot of transfers to get to Haaland. And then the next fixture Haaland is playing is Newcastle at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Newcastle is not the greatest fixture away, despite the struggles of Newcastle, but they're playing at St. James's Park. So it's going to be difficult for Manchester City, which is always the case. And if Haaland is coming back for that particular game, like I don't think even if I was in the position to get Haaland, which I am not, I don't think that is the right time to get him. It might be the game after that one. So just save your time, because and if you don't have Haaland in your team and then you only have Salah as your own premium player, it means you have a squad. Your whole squad kind of is playing. So starting from you have a 15 playing squad. So sometimes, like as long as the player plays, I think you should be able to trust him for one game off, for one game if they're gonna get the minutes in that particular game. So it's not something that you should be worried about. I think if you have the transfer, it's better to just hold and then watch what happens, then make a decision.
Next, KDB returns. I think we already discussed the Haaland uncertainty, but then now KDB returns, and this is gonna be interesting because KDB is one of those FPL legends in my book, because regardless whether you like him, you don't like him, his numbers speak for themselves. His creativity for Man City speaks for itself. So, what are your plans? Since you don't plan on owning Haaland this season, I think your plan is to get KDB at 10.2. That was his price.
If I'm convinced with KDB's numbers, because another like the reason, like for him, he's a midfielder for starters. And now his price has never been cheaper than 10.5 million. So he is now 10.2 million. So he's at a very low price compared to what his price usually is. But there is also the caveat that he's coming back from a long-term injury. And even himself, he's not convinced that he's gonna be playing regularly. Like because there was an interview he did recently. He was saying like he's not expecting to play like every minute, even though he wanna play every minute, but he don't expect that to be the case at this moment. I think he expects to be managed by the team and stuff like that. And like I say, FPL, like one of the most important thing is minutes. Like once he gets
consistency is very important.
Yeah, when he gets into that space of where he is playing regularly for Manchester City, starting regularly, like he's an exceptional player, I will consider him like for sure, especially considering the fact that Haaland is studied by team. So I think he could be that player that can cover for me Haaland. I know people don't like to use the word cover a player, but for me, Haaland can be covered by using your money wisely, and KDB could definitely be that player. Yeah, I'm excited to have him back, but I'm scared as a Liverpool fan because he can turn things around for Man
He definitely can. Is Palmer a captain option now? Palmer, like you all know, is like the consistent guy in Chelsea. It's nice to actually watch him play. I admire his talent. He's a very good player. He had I think the highest points in the game week 20 with 18 points.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, is he a captaincy option now, or is it too early, or is it worth taking the risk?
Yeah, I think his price point will sway people. Like even myself in yesteryears or a couple of seasons ago, when I was only thinking of captaining a premium player and stuff like that, that kind of hit me when it comes to captaining players. Like, but if you look at his impact and his importance in the Chelsea team, like Chelsea, despite these struggles and all that, is still a big team in the league. And they still dominate teams. They still dominate when they play against these lesser teams and stuff like that. We see what they did against Luton. Luton have been in a very good form. Chelsea went there and then scored 3 goals. Palmer was the star of the show, scored a couple of goals, assisted, and he completely took the game by the scruff of the neck. That one. So like he's the talisman at Chelsea. He's a midfielder. He's the talisman. He will play every single game he's available for. I believe for Chelsea. Chelsea are not in a lot of competitions. They play the league and then the FA Cup. Those are the only, and the League Cup, of course. They have these three competitions to play. They don't have any European competitions. And yeah, Parma will play most of the games in the league. He's the one who is consistent for them. So for me, yes, especially the fact that now we are not having Salah, we don't have Haaland at this point in time. We don't have Son. We are lacking these three captaincy options. I think when Chelsea have a good fixture, you have to bring him into the picture as a captaincy option and just ignore the price that they put in him. And yeah, because he's that good. And sometimes FPL, like they say, sometimes they throw you a bone and then you just have to take it. And Palmer is definitely one of those players. At his 5.5 million. I think I'm so disappointed. I bench him in for the 18 points, and to be honest, I will not bench him again when they have a good fixture. I also bench him in game week 17. I think that was when they play Man United. He scored in that game too. So for the last two returns that he's having, he's not been my darling in FPL. But to be honest, I love what I see from him, and I will consider him as a captain option.
I'm sure next season his price is gonna be so high. Yeah. I'm like, man, that's what I'm not looking forward to. But yeah. Lastly, the return of Ivan Toney. We all know strikers this season haven't been the best. And I think right now we miss having, at least one of our strikers in Ivan Toney. And how do you think he's gonna affect the game when he comes back? Especially if he comes back and then he goes right back in as if he didn't miss the last 8 months.
Yeah, he just scored a hat trick a couple of days ago for the youth team. Anyway, but of course the youth team, that's different level. But still, he know where the goal is. He scored 3 goals for them. And I watched his interview yesterday with Sky Sports. He's very hungry. He's really ready to go.
To prove people
considering
wrong,
how
man.
Brentford he considering how Brentford have been struggling. Strikers, Mbemo is out. Wisa is gone to AFCON. They're gonna throw him straight in. The fixtures are not great. Like the first one is good because it's Nottingham Forest at home, but after that it becomes a little bit difficult. You have Man City there. I think you have Tottenham there, stuff like that. So the fixtures are not great after the Nottingham Forest game. If I could find a way to get him for that Nottingham Forest game, I would definitely do. But yeah, like he's just a good player, I think, and he was not out because of injury or stuff like that. Where we would be thinking he was just out because he was suspended. We don't know what he was doing, but from the interview I had, like it seems he has been working really hard to
behind the scenes,
so that when
keep
he
his
returns,
fitness, and
he should keep his fitness. And yeah, he's a class player. He's definitely a class player. I think everybody will agree on that. So with the struggles with Brentford, I think they cannot wait to have him back themselves. So I would expect him to go straight into the team. Just the fixtures will make me wait because I have Darwin Núñez in my team and he's like just giving me XGs. I don't want XG. I want goals and points. And
man, everybody's complaining about Darwin.
Seriously, man.
I don't have. I sleep much better at night now because man, the stress is too much to be honest. But
for me, the only thing that I can cope with him is because he's a leader. I love watching him play. I like the attitude he puts in the games and the work he put in and all those kind of things. But my friend, like he just to score goals, man.
Yeah.
He just give me points.
I think he's just going to be that kind of player. Yeah. Well, anyways, moving it along, we just go to our results for game week 20. Yes, my first Centurion. Forgot about this for a moment.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
First 100 points of the season for me.
100 points are special, right?
Yeah, man. Excuse me. So my team, Areola with 11. I was so happy with these 11 points for Areola because I watched the game and I saw that he was like, he was a shield in the goal for West Ham. My defense, this was the Anyway, yeah, Gusto with 0 points, Poro with 2, Zinchenko with 0 points. So not so great. Midfield is where everything happened. Palmer with 18 points, Richarlison with 8, Foden with 12, Saka with 7, and then Captain Salah with 32 points. And then up top, we have Watkins with 8, and then Solanke with 2. So the good thing was that when Salah missed that penalty, I was like, because already I was flying, I was flying. I was like, man, I saw people captaining, I think Foden and Saka, okay, these guys are good. But then I think you guys played the last game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last game, so I was like, man, I was like, okay, I think Newcastle are not doing so well. I was confident you guys were going to win. The problem was that
Uh-huh.
I was hoping that Salah is going to like smash it. So I was like, yeah. So when he missed the penalty, I was like, this is not going to end well. This is going to be one of those games where it could have been, And then I was surprised that I was watching the first part, and then I think I was busy with doing something else. And then I saw that the goals keep coming in. And I was like, wow, Salah assist. Okay, that's good. Okay, he redeemed himself. And then a goal. I was like, wow, this is awesome, man. This is awesome stuff. So yeah, 100 points all out. I've now moved from what it was almost nine something k to 499, so almost 500k. So yeah, it's like 300
You have
something.
your rank. That's sweet.
Yeah, man. It's hopefully it continues because we all know it's always an up and down thing. But yeah, moving to your team, you also did well. This,
Yeah, surprisingly, I had a green arrow because of after I benched the 18 points from
yeah,
I
I
was
know.
not I was not expecting a green arrow, to be honest. I
Yeah.
was not expecting because it was between Palmer and Solanke to who to bench and stuff like that. And then in the end, I went with Palmer because of Solanke has been in the form guy of kind of thing, which yeah. I should have started him because Tottenham too were struggling defensively. So I used that and say, okay, let me go with Solanke. But yeah, that was it. It was disappointing. Anyways, I had 85 points, 11 points from Ariola keeper. Like surprisingly, when you bench Dubravka for 8, you feel like I bench Dubravka, then Ariola come. I know
Yeah.
West Ham played the final game of the week after Liverpool. West Ham
Oh,
played the
okay, they
final
did.
game
Yeah.
of the week because Dubravka got his clean sheet first. Then we were on Ariola. Then Ariola kept the clean sheet against. Was it that was the Arsenal game? No. That was another game for them. Against Brighton. Yeah, it's 0-0. Then Pedro Porro, Gabriel and Trent defensively, they were all
Yeah,
Trent.
man.
Many
This
managers
for defense, yeah, it
many
wasn't.
many managers brought in Trent ahead of this game week. I saw many managers. Now he gave them a 0 point, and now
And
he's
now he's
injured.
injured.
So they have to sell back. So they wait until this is the thing. You have to wait for it. You don't have to wait until the points are there, then you want to come there. Wait for the point, they will come. And
FPL
you're
is
like,
funny, man. Yeah, it's very fair.
it's a funny game. You have to wait for the points. Anyways, in midfield was sweet. Like my midfield is like similar to yours. I think I have Richarlison. I think you two have Richarlison, Saka,
Yeah.
Son, and Salah. No, who did you? Oh, you don't have Son. You have
I
Palmer
have
instead of Son.
Foden.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have Foden. I have Richarlison. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Foden
yeah,
is a
yeah,
different.
yeah,
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 it's different that I have.
yeah.
I think also
That's
most
right.
people,
So
most
yeah,
people, most people captain other midfielders that
yeah.
if you do
I
well.
almost captain Son though. Almost captain Son because he was the one
Uh,
with the home fixture against the better team in bread. But then the Liverpool bias kind of took me to Salah. I will not lie. But I thought he was not the better captain. I think Son was the better captain for me personally. The way I think about captain, Salah was not the best captain in my head, but I still went with him. The Liverpool bias played a part, so it paid off. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. And then up top, Watkins 8 points. Darwin, he still returned though. He gave me 5 points, and then he also scored in the previous game. Don't forget against Burnley, he gave 8 points. So he's sticking along, but it's just like he
he
had an
could do
XG of
more.
XGI
Yeah,
of
he could get so
yeah,
much more points than what he's getting right now.
yeah.
That's the thing.
He had an
Yeah.
XGI of 2.29 in this game, 2.29. So you would expect him to score in that game at least. But that's it. And then Solanke 2 points. Yeah, 85 points. It was not bad. And then it meant that it was a green arrow. So I will take that because of the mess I did with Palmer. I will take that 100%.
To be honest, I think I was struggling with captaincy in this game week, and I was like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? If you're struggling for captaincy, just captain the
The trusted
premium,
one.
yeah, the trusted one. Just keep it there because what happens is something like this now. You go and captain somebody else, and then the obvious choice bangs, and then you have all your regrets. So I was like, you know what? Let me just keep it on Salah because
Yeah.
Newcastle are not the best, and Salah is playing at home, which is something that
Yeah.
people always mention that
Trend was in my captaincy thoughts too. 0 point. It
that
would
would
have
have
been
been
terrible.
that would have been terrible.
Would have been terrible. Yeah,
um,
that's it.
yeah.
Now
Uh,
102K. Just outside the
you're not too,
100K.
yeah,
I'm,
man.
I'm
You're,
happy.
you're, you're almost
I'm happy.
there.
I'm
You're
happy.
almost there. And don't forget without Haaland.
Yeah.
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 So we'll go to our Kotu Classic mini league update.
Mhm.
The manager of the week this week is Andrew Jones, Swansea City with 105. Man, they could have just let me have it. You know, I'm almost there.
Yeah. Very disappointing. That
Just
100.
just like
Actually, when you tell me you got the 100, I went to live FPL to see if
check.
you get the manager of the week, but I saw somebody got
Man,
105.
like it's so difficult, man. In this mini league, it's so difficult to get manager of the
Yeah,
week.
you
So
need to get that. You need to get that,
if you get
man.
it, you know that you've done really really well that week. So
Absolutely.
top 5, man. You see, you're showing yourself there in
Yeah, I
fifth.
cracked it. I cracked it.
You finally cracked it. So we are finally representing in our mini league, which is
Yeah.
good, which is very good. In fifth, and then fourth is Fujara United. Moving down to
Yeah.
third is Hani Mukhtar. Still in so joint top is Licky Top and then Cashless Society. So yeah, it's looking very very close, man. It's very close. So
It's tight. It's
between
tight.
fifth and first is what 24 points. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of points, but yeah. So that's it. So
It's tight.
congrats to Andrew Jones for being the manager of the week for Game Week 20. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think Fan Corner will just I don't really have much to talk about, man, because ManU lost the game. So what is there to talk about? It's like another typical
If you,
ManU performance.
uh,
So
next week you play Tottenham, right? Next game is
yeah.
Tottenham.
We played Tottenham, yeah.
That's a big one.
So this game, obviously, there's
Uh-huh.
a lot happening in ManU right now. Not even about the game, the coach. There's a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Jim with a 25% stake, I think, has already been
Mm-hmm.
announced by the club, and
Yeah.
they are Sir, what's his name, Brailsford, who works with Sir Jim, is the one that's charged with, like, you know, getting things moving, trying to see what changes to bring into the team. They're looking at sporting directors. They're looking at recruitment. So there's a lot of changes right now, but I feel like the team should have taken this opportunity, because when you have a new owner, it's like, like new manager bounce. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
supposed to recharge and energize the team to go and okay, this is almost like a clean slate for you, even though we have a new manager. So go out and see what you can do. Impress what they never did. Instead, Nottingham Forest, who have a new manager, and they want to have the new manager bounce, and they was beat us at home. So, I mean, it was a good performance by Nottingham Forest, but the game was there for us to win. You know what I mean? Because their keeper Turner wasn't the best. He probably practically just gave us the goal, but we could have done more. And the main issue I'm having right now with the team is we do not score goals. We don't take our chances. Just yesterday, we played against League One Wigan. We had about 30 something shots. We only scored 2 goals. I didn't even look at the XG. I'm sure it's very high, but we still just don't score enough goals, which is going to be a problem. You can't be in a league and have negative something goal difference. That just tells you everything you need to know about that team. They don't score. We don't score goals. So against Tottenham, hopefully we can let's say take our revenge, because they beat us 2-0, and I think that was a turning point for us this season, to be honest, because that game could have gone a different way if our goal was given. And we started off really well in that game. Martinez was playing, Casemiro was there. So yeah, hopefully we can beat them at home. But our home record this season also hasn't been great. So that's ManU for you, man. This season, sitting at 8 with I don't know what goal difference. I don't even want to check. You just want to be depressed more. But yeah, moving on to
Yeah, I'm checking. Just checking your game yesterday. I did not watch it. I saw the XG. It's about 4. It's huge, and 7 big chances. You had 6 missed.
How many
That is
shots?
huge. I don't know. You
How many
took
shots?
33 shots in total. 33
Thank
shots on target, 14.
Thank you.
7 big chances, and you scored 2 goals. Yeah, but at the end, score 2 goals is enough to win the game. You want more goals.
It's enough to win the game. But if you played against a team in the Premier League and you have those numbers, most likely you're going to lose, because you can't have how many big chances and then score 2. Because if any chance they get, that's the thing about us. Defensively,
So who was the main culprit when it comes to missing big chances yesterday?
to be honest, for the first time, I can say that Haaland missed a few chances yesterday. Like they provided for him. Like the creativity was there, because we were on them. Like I think the possession was 67-33 the whole game. So we were on them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
the keeper barely had anything to do, to be honest. So I think
Oh
Hoyland,
yeah,
the
he missed a couple
inexperience
of
was
big
there.
he missed a couple of big chances. He had an XG of 1.05.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he should have scored definitely. He should have get a goal at this one.
mm.
I have him in my draft league, but I'm quite patient with him though.
Yeah. So
I would like to see him score more goals, to be honest.
yeah, like it's unfair to him that he's the oldest like starting striker and he's in the team and he's only 20. So I mean, inexperience is there. But like at some point, I think he has to like start, because we were not creating for him. Now we are creating at least a bit. We should bury some of those chances.
Definitely,
Liverpool.
definitely. Yeah. We progress in the cup. That's the big news. I was not expecting it, to be honest, because we are going to the Emirates, Arsenal. So I was expecting us to have a very difficult task there. But in the end, the boys did well, and it was a good one because that was the first game we played without Salah. I'm
This
sure
is
everybody was.
yeah. This is I think you're talking about the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
Which game did you guys play last in the league? You beat some team.
Oh, that was Newcastle. That was the 4-2.
Oh yeah. They fought it, yeah.
Yeah, the one we recorded the 7.9x. That was the send off for
Ah,
Salah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He gave you the couple of goals and the
Oh yeah, oh
assist
yeah, oh yeah.
and
Okay, I forgot about it.
missed the penalty. You know,
Yeah, the scary
yeah, but it
moment.
was a good. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a good send off. 16 points in FPL captain. Yeah, if you have that every week, you will take it, right? So it was a good one. The only record, like I say, the XG, like since after started recording XG data in the Premier League, that was the highest they recorded for a club. That was 7.27. That was massive. Like Liverpool created a lot of chances, but like I say, most of those XG came from the chances that they create. Salah's goal, you remember Darwin just tapped it and then he tapped it in. That was an XG that was a very high XG because it was right in front of the goal. Then you look at the other goals. Gakpo's goal, likewise, Salah put it on a plate for him to score, and then the other one there was two penalties as well. So penalty XG is about 0.7. 0.7. So a couple of them will give you about 1.4. So if you combine all those, all the situations in the game, you will understand. But to be honest, the game, I did not feel that Liverpool were in control
I think so too.
as
Yeah,
much
I think
as
so.
much as it should in the game.
Yeah.
Especially because of Newcastle were having chances. But overall, I think the team did very well in that game because of the number of chances they create. Newcastle, they were just flooding Newcastle with chance after chance after chance after chance. Newcastle defended well, trying to stop. Or the goalkeeper was on an exceptional level, like Dubravka. Dubravka, that was one of his best games. I think he made 8 or 9 saves, and then he saved the penalty as well. So that was the highest number of saves he made this season. So I think a goalkeeper has made this season, actually. That was also a stat that I saw somewhere. That was the highest number of saves a goalkeeper has made in a particular game week. So yeah, It was a good one for him personally. And something like these things happen. A goalkeeper will be in an exceptional form. Darwin should have scored. He had some good chances, but I think he did well with his chances, even though I've been blasting him. I think he did what he has to do with most of his chances, except one where he could have done better and he did not score. But otherwise, then we played the FA Cup game. We were worried who's going to replace Salah. Arsenal came in with different game plan. It was an interesting game. First half, they completely played us off the park,
I
but
think they did. Yeah, they
we
did. Yeah.
yeah, we hung on there, and then the second half, Klopp, the genius of Klopp came. He changed the tactics. He changed the personnel, just personnel. He did not even make any substitution. He took Diaz to the right, Salah's position, then moved Darwin to the left wing, and then moved Gakpo up because Gakpo was not working in the middle. Harvey Elliott dropped into the midfield. Then we have control over the midfield. And then we outnumber Arsenal in that midfield area. Then we have control over the game. From then on, second half, we were the better team, to be honest. We created the better chances in the second half. We should have scored. And then we won. It was a good game, to be honest. I was happy the way we approached it. And then seeing some of the young boys coming in, Conor Bradley, after Trent was being cooked by Martinelli, he got tired. So then we take him to the midfield. Conor Bradley came in, nullified Martinelli. Konsa, our Van Dijk 2.0, he did an exceptional job with the Arsenal players. Arsenal, even Saka has been a little bit bad of late. He should have scored
Form
in
is
that game, I
terrible,
think.
man. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah. And then you have Ibu Konate. He was in exceptional form, Alisson. So yeah, we are happy. Like we are not worried. That's like, of course, anybody who lives who is not without Salah, you will feel you are missing an exceptional player. But I don't think anybody at Liverpool is feeling like Salah is gone, we are dead now. Like, we don't feel that way. Personally, those kind of feelings I've lost those kind of feelings in a long time ago. Like, right now, Trent is gone. That is, I'm even more worried than Salah. Because I don't know why, but maybe because of the coach always put the team first and try to find a solution inside. Like, he's never the type of like who feels okay, this player is gone and we cannot do anything else. He always finds solution, and I think he's the most important fact. He's the most important person here at the club. Not Salah, not Trent, not Van Dijk, not anyone. It's club. As far as he's there, I am confident. I would say it like that.
Okay. Looking at the fixtures for 21, let me just quickly go through them, and then we'll pick out a few. Burnley, Luton, Chelsea, Fulham, Newcastle, Man City, spicy. Everton, Aston Villa, ManU, Spurs, that's another good one. Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, West Ham, Bournemouth, Liverpool, and then Brighton, Wolves. So which one do you feel like it's a good?
I think the first thing you should point out is this is a long game week. Look at the week we start on the 12th, and then it ends on the 22nd.
10 days.
Yeah, so yeah, because actually this is the winter break, like they call in England. This is their winter break period. In other leagues they have the winter break during the festive break or stuff like that. They have their break there.
Yeah, some have like I think before Christmas or the week after Christmas.
Yeah. So in England, what they do is they divide the fixtures into two halves. So the first half will play this week, and then the second half will play the next week. So when this week, the first half is playing, that whole week, the other team has a whole week of rest without playing any games. And then whilst that team is playing, the other half will have another week. So that is how they just don't want to go without football in a particular way, because this is how they out commercialize the other leagues. I would say that. I don't know if that is a good way to say. Yeah. They know they have to put in football somewhere. And this period is very important for the English league, and they work it out like this. Yeah, but in terms of fixtures this week, I like the Brentford fixture because of Ivan Toney is coming, because they play Nottingham Forest. It's a good one. But other than that, there is not a lot difficult, of it's a difficult game week. Maybe Arsenal Palace is another good one, but Palace are good defensively, and Arsenal are not so good attacking wise so far around this point. So what are you gonna get there? I think the Ivan Toney return is the one that excites me most. If I could get one card just for this particular game week, it will be on Ivan Toney. To be honest, I am so excited to see him back.
Yeah. ManU Spurs, you think there's goals in this game?
Spurs, they are struggling defensively. Van der Ven is back, by the way, which is very important for them.
Perfect timing, right? Perfect timing.
But the other guy, what is his name? Romero is out. Yeah. I think he has had a hamstring injury, so he will be out definitely. So yeah, with that said, I think there could be goals. There could be goals. And Tottenham, the way they play, we all know. Regardless of who is playing, they will attack, and they will create chances, they will attack. Yeah. So even without Son, I think they will still create chances. And I think people were worried when Maddison left. When Maddison was injured, who will get the points? Who will get the assists for Son? Who will get? But they still created chances, and it did not stop them. So I would expect it to be a very interesting game, football-wise. But but it's difficult to call. To be honest, it's difficult to call. Newcastle, Man City, likewise.
Okay. So finally, we go to our teams, or our draft boss team for Game Week 21. I'll start with mine. I have Areola, of course. I have Trippier in Man City, which I'm not so confident about. I think I might change that to Zinchenko, but I don't know if he's back fit. And I have Pedro Porro, and I have Gusto. Midfield, which is the interesting one. I have Palmer, Foden, Saka, and then Richarlison. Salah is on the bench. I don't know if I'm going to make a change, but so far right now, I don't think I will be. I have one free transfer. Morris, I'm not really happy to have in my team. He's been there for the longest time. I think it's time for him to go.
But Ivan Toney for him.
He's surviving so good. I don't even know what to do with him right now. I think I might even go with Ivan Toney. I have the funds right now, and since you said like Haaland is not looking to get back anytime soon, I might just take
Mhm.
that chance and bring in Ivan 20 for a 1 week punt and
And
see
then
what happens.
that
Yeah,
will be sweet.
and then I have
You know how many
Watkins.
you know how many transfers he's have, by the way? Have Tony so far?
Yeah.
400 plus transfer. 400 plus managers have transferred in Ivan Tony so far this game week. Imagine.
I think it makes sense, man. It makes sense to see him back. You look at my bench; they're all
Yeah.
flags. I have Sanchez, I have Zinchenko, I have Salah, I have Simicas. I think it's nice to have him, but I think I have a lot of issues to deal with right now in my team. It's
No,
too many flags. Too many flags.
yeah, you have other problems. You have other problems to
I
address
have other
than
problems
Ivan
to
Tony,
address.
right?
Yeah, maybe if not, I'll just, I'm trying to build my bench because this
Uh-huh.
going into this period, like there's a lot of fixture changes and double game weeks coming and blanks and stuff like that. So I think I have to like start planning from now. But it would be nice to have
Mhm.
Ivan Tony, man. If I can bring him in, that will give me the points, which is what FPL is all about, and then maybe try to get Solanke out, for somebody else and try to make room for Haaland. Yeah. Finally, let's go with your team. Or lastly,
My team. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Like you see how convinced I am about Manchester, about Newcastle. I started Dubravka instead of Areola, even though Areola plays Sheffield United. That's how crazy I think Newcastle can cause a shock and maybe keep it crazy against City. Maybe like I say, that's my bias and wanting City to lose desperately that I try to back Newcastle too much. Maybe
mm,
that's the reason. But yeah, Dubravka. I'm undecided between him and Areola. Dubravka have the home fixture. I believe because of his Man City will
mhm.
have a lot of chances. But if he can have the form he had against Liverpool and then make a lot of saves and then happen to keep a clean sheet, I can see him getting a double-digit return against Manchester City if they could miraculously keep a clean sheet. you know, Ariola, I don't expect him to get a lot of chances against him. He might get the easy clean sheet and then just get 6 points, a basic 6 point, which the ceiling is not high. I feel Dubravka has the higher ceiling. That's why for now I'm undecided between the two of them. But I've already made my changes. I have two transfer going. I'm crazy sometimes. I went with Estopinan Ali because I had Lamptey. That was
Yeah,
Lam. He
he's been
has been
injured. Yeah.
injured for a while, so I just go with the Estepinian one, and then join that boat early. And I brought in Bowen, and then he's injured now. Brought in Bowen for Son because I was also convinced that Bowen is the only player I want to replace Son with. I was
Yeah.
convinced about
Yeah.
that, so I did not need to waste time, and then just hope that he does not get injured. But thank God, the injury I think is not as bad because they say it's a knock that he
Okay,
had.
so he
So
can't play
like
in yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then also, like I said, the fixtures are divided into 2 weeks. So this weekend they are not playing; they're gonna play next week. So he has more time to recover.
Okay.
So I'm not so worried about it. And like I was said, Cole Palmer, Chelsea, they have nice fixture. Fulham at home. Even though Chelsea are not the team that we expect them to be, he's the one my boss captain is on in for now, right now.
Are you sure you're not chasing last week's points? I mean last game week's points.
No. They have the best fixture at the end of the day. Like Fulham at home.
uh,
Give me a team with a better fixture.
that's the thing there.
Like
I don't see any team with a good
like
fixture. Maybe
so that's why I have to
Arsenal.
take.
Maybe Arsenal. Yeah, it's
Yeah, but like I say,
hit and
Arsenal,
miss, man.
Saka, we all know he struggles right now. So I'm happy to have him in my team, but I'm not sure that I am happy to
His
captain Saka
captaincy,
at this
yeah,
moment.
definitely. Yeah,
And
I
Crystal
agree.
Palace can be good defensively. And other than that, every other player is playing away from home. Richarlison away to Man United, Watkins away to Everton, Darwin away to Bournemouth, and Solanke at home to Liverpool. Other defensively, I don't have anything there. Maybe Estapinan against Wolves, and I would rather captain a midfielder than captain the defender from Brighton. So yeah, that's why I think I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with Palmer for now. Unless if I find a way to get Ivan Tony, which will be mean a hit, and I don't want to do that to be honest. And who do I take out? Watkins, Darwin. So yeah, I think this is my team going into the week. If Trent is out, by the way, he's out for 3 weeks. From what I see, so Trippier is gonna come in. And if Trippier come in, I will not be very comfortable doubling up on Newcastle defense with Dubravka. So that will mean I will start Ariola. So
I
yeah.
think you need to start Pedro Porro against ManU.
I like I bench his points a couple of weeks, and then I have not learned from that. But like you say, yeah, he's somebody I should consider.
We
But
are
you know,
not good, especially against a team like Spurs, unless we actually come and say we want to play and
but
correct the mistake.
okay,
But
but
I don't
who
see
will
us.
you bench? Yeah, like by the time I was making this
Trent.
team, like Trent was injured. Oh yeah, I get it. Trent was available by this time. So, but then I don't know. Trippier is there too. I kind of trust Trippier.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So that is 2 teams for Game Week 21. I think we've come to the end of the pod. That's the perfect timing. Just hit the hour mark. Yeah. So
Yeah, perfect.
thank you guys for always joining the pod. I think we've already plugged Jollof Bantaba, and the upcoming AFCON, which starts next week Saturday. So yeah.
Yeah, Gambia Senegal, the big one, the
Senegal,
big Senegambia
yes.
derby on
Yes.
Monday. Yo,
That's the
that one will
game,
be
man.
big.
That's the game. That's the game for everybody to watch. So of course, guys,
Definitely.
thank you very much for supporting the pod. We had the Koto Classic FPL pod or show, whatever you want to call it. We always appreciate you guys, and Happy New Year again to everyone that supports the pod. Like and subscribe and share as well. All right, thanks, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.